I got
Were
it
you
for
tapping
free.
it
And
first?
all along, it turned out to just be an XLR cable.
No, it's the power section on my board. It's got water damage.
Oh,
I like to imagine that you took that thing out like the office space printer.
I'll show you.
And you just like, you know, oh god. What did he do? Oh my god.
This is brilliant television right here.
I got real mad and I punched it, and now it looks like that.
okay.
I lost the front face and the foam. So it's not like damaged or anything, but the front grill is so mangled that I can't put it back. So I just have it over there to remind myself how mad I get and to not destroy gear, even though I got this for free.
I can't imagine you getting angry.
It happens sometimes.
That was like the one time in his life he has was when he smashed that microphone. It was just never
I don't know
again.
what it is.
Will he Hulk
I
out
think
like
Arthur's trying to start this game,
Hi,
guys.
Whenever you guys are ready. We just did the pre-show readiness check. Everyone checked in, and then we just kept going. I am your complex and excitable storyteller, APGamingREAL. Some have described me as mysterious and eloquent. If I don't mention that I am the narrator or the referee or whatever it's called in the system, Dave will get upset, so I'm also that. I got a list of things. So since the last episode, I've ended 2 BattleTech shows. And then I was in the hospital for 4 days. Today is November 4th, 2020, immediately after the election, which still has not ended. So if you're watching this in the future, we Americans, that's me and Glimo over here, this way, we're fucking stressed out as shit. Fortunately, we have our emotional support Canadian to tell us that everything is okay.
Everything's fine.
Hold
It'll
back
be
our
great.
hair while we're stress vomiting. I'll be honest. I had a little bit of gray going into this. I had 3 gray hairs, got a little silver coming in up here. This year, I think that by 2022, I'm going to be all gray. And I can't pull it off. I'm not Geralt of Rivia. I can't do that shit. So it's been very depressing.
I was actually very annoyed, Arthur, because now that you reminded me, I had some good gray hair going in my beard. I was like, hell yeah, give me that salt and pepper. And then I went to a hairdresser, and she like fucking ninja'd that shit out of my beard. And
Yeah. That's why I don't get my beard cut anymore, because every time I go, they're like, all right, well, let's just remove it back down to like a stubble level. And I'm like, no, I spent years, you motherfucker, years building this up. So listen, chat, if you talk U.S. politics, I don't give a shit if you want to talk other country politics. You talk U.S. politics tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and kick you. I literally do not have the volume of energy. This might even be a 2-hour show. I'm just so fucking tired, and it's never ending. On a better side, slightly better side, Patreon is finally, I'm making Patreon happen again. We're making Patreon great again by getting Patreon deeply involved in BattleTech Solaris Nights. In the process, however, I did manage to boot Grimdarkjames out of all the Discord channels he is a Patreon sub in. I don't know how I did that, but it is my fault, I think.
I mean, I'm back in with every other thing I patronize.
I don't understand why you're not for ours. It's so.
And what's weird is when I dropped out of yours, when I dropped out of them entirely, it didn't remove me from the base channel. So it's like it's not syncing.
Don't fucks with the permission system for the Patreon bot, because if you do that,
I didn't.
Shit gets wackadoo.
I didn't do any of that. Other people are joining and leaving with ease. But so where was I?
I was waiting for Patreon to give me an email back to my support career, but I was going to try dropping it down a tier, seeing if that changes and going back up to the previous tier as well, seeing if it's a tier related issue.
I don't know. The other tier guy is good. The other person that's at your tier. Yep, I'm confirming. He's in.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so anyway, Patreon directly involved with the development of BattleTech Solaris Nights, where they will, behind the scenes, get to affect the way that the cast and gladiators work. let's get on to the intros for other people. Now, some of you may know that November is a special month that normally is called a certain thing. However, a council got together and decided that because of everyone's stress levels, it is now never not nutting November. That council, one of its members, Dave. Dave, why don't you tell us who you are, where people can find you, what you do, and what your vote was like on the Never Not Nutting November Council. That's alliterative, but it is difficult to say.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, I found out about that today. Apparently my vote was auto cast. I was not aware of it. I think it's a great idea because No Nut November actually hurts my bottom line more than you think it would. But it also kind of like helps the bottom line because I can forever tease gamers. So that's fun. But yeah, you can go find my stuff on Twitter at Kinky Fridays. I make pornographic games. And I didn't used to, but I do now. So it's a very recent change in my life and one that I'm quite proud of. Because surprisingly, it's a very creative field, as it turns out. Yes, it's the when you can tie being creative and being profitable together quite easily, it's quite a good feeling. I mean, I have slaved away inside of the creative field for almost my entire life, and I've never had it as easy as I do these days. So yeah, I got an Oculus Quest 2.
Sorry,
today.
I had to do the thing. I had a joke. So you would say you're on the edge of never not nutting November.
Oh wow, this is fucking dividends, man. This paid back.
I don't think it's called Never Not Nut, by the way. There's a better anagram for it.
I literally came up with it this afternoon when I was doing intros. I was like, how can I get a quick jab in it, Dave? No, not November. How about Never Not Nutting November? Nailed it. Imagine that was me talking to myself, but it took about 20 minutes.
Just put Never Not Nutting in the Supreme font and there's put it on shirts and sell it.
It might be my age, but I actually had no idea what No Nut November was until I just actually Googled it since you guys were talking about it. So
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I stand educated now. There you go.
Well, now you know about Never Not Nutting November.
Okay.
Oh
no.
my God, it's so weird to say. Dave, please continue.
Yeah, so I got a Oculus Quest 2. That thing is fucking awesome. Like it is really, really good. And I'm honestly very surprised because I was talking about this in the pregame, but my idea and my conception of virtual reality, because in case you guys didn't know, before I did what I do now and before I did full-time streaming, I used to be in the R&D field, which is research and development for video game companies. And one of the things I did was help the sale and facilitating the sales of R&D technology around specifically virtual reality. Now, I was capable of selling technology, but I never bought into it myself. I tried it previously and it never stuck with me. I always got motion sick. It's just something I could never get over. Or at least that's how I thought it was. But man, I tell you what, this new device, and maybe the Quest previously, because I never played with the Quest either, but man, it's some good shit. Like it just fucking works. You know what I mean? It just works and it's just awesome. And it's very, I don't know, like unintrusive.
Unobtrusive.
It's just, yeah. It's just like, for example, like imagine fumbling around in the dark because you'd have your headset on and you can't see where you're going. Now, if you walk out of your designated play zone, the cameras just turn on your headset, and you can just see like normally. Like it's just awesome. Like such fucking just smart tech that goes into this thing. The problem is like I sort of see it like the same way that I saw, and this is just my mindset, but like I see it the same way that I see like Nintendo DS, not so much the Switch, but Nintendo DS games, where like, you know, they cost the same as normal games, but you're not sure if you want to pay that much for it, you know. So I got to get over that mental hole. But other than that, I think it's a really cool piece of tech. And for $2.99, you could definitely do a lot worse. That's for damn sure. Anyway, that's me. Thanks for nutting.
Wow.
Every time we play your game, Dave.
No, wait. Hold on. I'm getting the glasses. Wow, Dave. That was a really nice way to wrap that up. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
No, that was terrible. That was awful.
I actually also won't be here all week. The my next show is
thanks for that, Dave. Continue your quest for never stopping nutting, or never not nutting
November.
Yeah.
All right, I'll accept that as an alternative. Drumurboy, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Drumurboy. I make music. I finally put some more music out. Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, the thing I did for the D&D thingy, is up on my Spotify now. So if you like kind of chill, pun intended, wintry tunes, spooky wintry tunes, that's up there for people to enjoy. Now I'm just making weird noises with the synth and recording them for a new product for Nerd or Die. It's pretty much been my life. And then watching... What did I watch?
Mandalorian.
No, I'm not watching Mandalorian until it's all out.
Good. I agree. That's exactly how I'm doing it. Man of culture.
Arthur, sorry to break in, but I know the official terminology that's being used in the adult industry for what used to be No Nut November.
Yeah.
Non-stop Nut November.
I like mine better. It's alliterative. There's an S in there that really just throws the rhythm off.
NSNN? Nah, it's fine.
Non-stop is one word, you goobers.
Yeah,
Jesus
but
Christ.
it's not an N syllable. It really breaks up the mouthfeel.
Don't talk about mouthfeel.
Yeah,
please.
It's got an earthy tone to it. You know what I mean? Like,
I was on board until you said the word mouthfeel. Now I'm out. Anyway, let's Color Out of Space. So Nick Cage, Cthulhu, cosmic horror. It's good. Very Nick Cageisms.
How can it be a horror? It's literally just a color.
No,
because
the color is
H.P. Lovecraft didn't have the constitution for math.
I don't know what that means, but that's funny.
I was recently recommended a movie that you might find interesting, Andrew.
All right.
Have you seen Odd Thomas?
Probably not. No.
2013 film about a man who sees like demons when it's a precursor to great violence.
Odd Thomas.
38%
on Rotten Tomatoes. I might have to watch it.
That's
really?
That's how you choose to watch something? Based on how shitty
generally
it is?
I would watch a movie.
My bar is very low, so I watch anything anyways, but that's interesting to me. 38%, I'm like, there's got to be something here, man.
Really? From what I saw, like it seemed pretty good.
It's the guy that played Chekhov.
Yeah,
in the recent Star Trek stuff. Yeah,
he's dead now.
Yeah.
Did he have a gun?
No, that's a different thing. Chekhov's gun is a different thing.
That was the writer Chekhov.
I know.
But yeah, Color Out of Space was neat. It has like, I haven't seen very many Nick Cage movies, to be honest. Like,
My favorite Nick Cage movie is
I haven't
the one
seen
where
Wicker Man. I know about Wicker Man. I've never seen Wicker Man though.
Don't watch the Nick Cage version of Wicker Man. Watch the original.
So there was a Nick Cage movie where you could see constantly 2 seconds into the future at all times. I forget what movie that was. But he would like use it for like card tricks and shit like
Next.
that.
That's Next.
Is it Next? Okay.
Yeah, the film was called Next.
And I just remember that fucking scene where he's like trying to find, it might be 7 seconds or 2 seconds or something like that. But he was trying to like find people in a burning building or some shit. And it's just like, it shows how his mind works. And it's just him going in all directions at all times, like constantly, and then just picking the right path. Like that's how his mind works in this movie. And I'm just like, man, that's like simultaneously the cringiest thing and the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah,
I would
like,
love.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, James.
I was gonna say, there's a scene right into the film where someone's shooting at him, and it sort of shows him like trying to dodge multiple ways to avoid the bullet, and like multiple versions of him getting killed by the bullet as he's like, the right dodges through the hail of fire.
It's such a dumb movie.
Man. I would love a version of being John Malkovich, but being Nick Cage.
So Nick Cage has a tomb in New Orleans in one of the big Catholic cemeteries. And it's an above ground tomb because you can't bury people below, in the ground when the water table is that close to sea level, which we found out through trial and error. And that's another fun story. But he built this like Egyptian pyramid obelisk in the middle of one of the largest and oldest Catholic cemeteries.
Jesus.
Then he didn't pay his bill when he ran into money trouble in the early 2000s. So the Catholic Church actually foreclosed on his tomb for a while.
That's incredible.
Hey, hang on a minute. How do motherfuckers pay for a tomb if they're dead?
His future tomb. He paid in advance, had it built.
Like rented a thing, had like a thing built, and that's where he wanted to be buried, but he never paid his bills, I guess.
So the other thing is, because this is the oldest cemetery in New Orleans, he had to actually get it's been full for a very long time. So it's like only family tombs, and family tombs going back hundreds of years. Mm-hmm. So he actually, when he originally built the tomb, he paid the Catholic Church to foreclose on somebody else's tomb from the 1600s or 1700s.
Wow.
Get that loiterer out of my spot.
The family had all died out. It hadn't been upkept. So he paid the church to foreclose on their tomb, built his tomb, and then had money troubles, and then of course the church foreclosed on his tomb.
Stay tuned for Nick Cage in 2026 starring in Ghost Eviction.
I love the idea that he knows he's about to die, so he like smuggles himself into his tomb and replaces the corpse that's already there. Oh, that's a good movie. Oh, someone should make that.
But yeah, Color Out of Space is pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's got Nick Cage freaking out in a car for a while. The longest, that was like, those scenes that are like, okay, this is cool. It's going on a little long. What the fuck? And then you just start laughing. That's Nick Cage freaking out in a car in this movie. It goes on for an uncomfortably long time.
So basically like all of Buried starring Ryan Reynolds.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, if you have 2 hours, it's around 2 hours, and Netflix, Color Out of Space, recommended. If you want a fun Nick Cage movie. There's also some really cool effects in that movie that I didn't expect out of the style of movie that I thought it was. I thought it was like B horror, but apparently B horror movies get pretty damn cool effects nowadays. Yeah.
I believe it.
Been playing Genshin Watch. I'm finished everything you could possibly do in that game.
Yeah, I stopped playing after a while.
And there it is.
Yeah, I noticed. I've kind of figured you would after we like had the voice call and you were like, after I was saying the systems, you're like, oh God. There's like weapon levels, character levels, a whole bunch of artifacts and like whatever, like 5 slots of artifacts.
So most video
character.
games to me are like fighting games, you know, where you're like, oh, this game's really cool. I'm going to pick a character and try and learn some moves. And then the moment you do that, you get worse at the game. That's what it's like for me sometimes when I try and learn systems. It's just like, yeah, suddenly I got worse at the game. It's like, okay.
Yeah. But I've done everything I can do in the game. I've got like a couple 5 stars, haven't paid a cent, probably won't. I'll check it out on the 11th when they have the 1.1 update. And it'll probably be one of those games where I pop in every 4 to 6 months and be like, oh, new shit. Play it for a week or 2 and then back on something else. That's it for me. Music, sound design, color out of space, and just getting some weird noises out of my synth. More weird noises than I thought I could actually get. I'm surprised and intrigued.
James, I know
Hello.
I'm partially breaking my own rule, just a little bit to dip my toes in here. I know you've got Fox News and CNN open on 2 different laptops.
Oh, I've minimized them so I'm not distracted from the game.
Oh, fantastic. You might not know then that the sovereign nation of Zimbabwe has threatened to embargo the United States of America if our elections are not certified as free and fair. Please, James, do your intro.
Are they new?
So the nation of Zimbabwe? I think it's been around for a couple of 100 years.
I'm sure they're very nice people, but they haven't been paying attention.
I have a $1 billion Zimbabwe dollar note somewhere as well that a friend got me when he was in Zimbabwe. So
yeah, what is the exchange rate to USD?
The currency scrapped now.
$5.
It only cost a few dollars to get.
Oh, my apologies. Zimbabwe only declared an independence from the United Kingdom in '65. So
I used to have a $1 bill from Australia.
Yep, I still have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have $1 notes anymore. $1 coins for those Americans who are wondering why Dave thinks that's exciting.
I was actually thinking about this earlier today. There was an ad for a Ridge wallet. You know those things, like the fucking.
Yep.
I thought about getting one. Then I'm like, there's no room for change in coins, so I can't use one.
It's called a pocket.
But then you get the change on the wash all the time.
It's called throw that shit at homeless people. I don't know. Give it away.
Dave, do you do that?
No, I give all my change to homeless people.
No, he makes them pick a hand. Shows them the coin.
I make them dance
a hand.
with my change. No. Of course not, Arthur. Jesus.
Wow. No.
Or do I?
I've had a quiet week other than Rogue Trader. I was going to say my point of amusement this week was the fact that on Tuesday there was a big event in Australia which is called the Melbourne Cup, which is a large horse race, and it's flagged as the race which stops a nation because certain states actually have a national holiday that day or a state holiday that day for people to stop and watch the cup, and everyone finishes work halfway through the day in other states and watches the Melbourne Cup. But I noticed as well that there was some coverage that in New Zealand, they like to watch it as well, apparently. But they have very strict anti-gambling laws in New Zealand around particularly like unregulated gambling. And so they had this Department of State basically published this note on their website that got sent around to businesses in New Zealand saying you can actually have, the laws do allow you to have a special in-office sweep for the race, but there are certain restrictions, and those restrictions include the fact that the prize for the winner can't include alcohol, tobacco, firearms, or sexual services. So I thought that was apparently in New Zealand, if you watch the Melbourne Cup, you can't give away firearms or fucking, but other stuff's okay. I just found it amusing that the laws are so strict they decided to put that note out there to the populace on that particular day. But
well, the handguns and hand jobs fucking office is real pissed. God damn.
No Glock November.
More like Glock cock.
But that's it.
Glock blockers. Oh fuck.
I've just been covering topics that are apparently taboo today, so I will keep them taboo and we'll play Cyberpunk instead. We'll live in that dystopian cyberscape rather than other potential dystopian
one that we can leave after a couple hours instead of.
Come on, guys. In one universe, the United States government is owned by corporations, and in the other, there's Cyberpunk 2020. Cheap shot. Glimo, why don't you go ahead?
Let's see. I finished BattleTech, A Time of Total War with you.
That's true.
I wrapped up my Massive Nyarlathotep campaign on my channel. What else?
How'd that go?
Well,
I feel like I asked you that at some point, but now I'm remembering we literally have not had a show since then.
Right. We talked about it briefly, I think, in Discord. It ended with a big fiery explosion.
That sounds right.
You know, that's about where you want a Cthulhu campaign to end up.
What was the lethality of your Cthulhu campaign? Did you have many player characters get killed or anything like that?
3, but 2 of those were asterisked because the players also left the campaign.
Because my experience with Cthulhu games is that they're pretty high death rates. Like
they are, but we were playing with the Pulp Cthulhu rules, which gives you double hit points, and some other.
I mean, even in Pulp, I've seen some people get fucking nuked pretty hard.
Yeah, you know, it depends on how smart your players are and you know what kind of game they want to run. You know, if they are
Pulp Cthulhu, how smart the players are is like an oxymoron, man. Like
well, you know,
the game literally says build for combat, and then they don't. Oh, so dumb. Anyway, sorry.
You know, I mean, if especially if you're playing classic Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu, like if you're in combat, you're doing it wrong. Pulp Cthulhu, you've got a chance to survive. I mean, you can easily survive combat with cultists, but if you're fighting any sort of eldritch horror, it's probably not going to go well for you because they're immune. Most of them are immune to bullets. And if you're playing, you know, 1920s, 1930s scenario, like that's all you got. So not a lot's going to happen.
Pugilist. Pugilist or grenade. If you're playing with the correct rules, you can literally throw grenades like the size of a football field.
You know, but so it's
bundle that dynamite together.
Yeah, so it's a matter of, you know, how cautious your players are and if they're just, you know, asking to be put in the meat grinder or not.
Or like Cthulhu version.
You know, and then the other thing is like you've got 2 sets of hit points. You've got physical health hit points, and then you've got mental health hit points. And so, you know, if one of them doesn't get you, the other one probably will. You know, in my last campaign, you know, the guy who was the scholar character was like circling at around like 20 sanity out of 100 for like the last quarter of the game. So yeah, like he was seeing weird shit all the time, and also like any minute he was gonna have to be put in an asylum and become an NPC. So, that's the other thing you've got to contend with that system. So it's fun, but it was a long campaign, and it was time for it to end. So that happened. Sea of Thieves had a new expansion come out, so been playing a little bit of that with some friends. I'm an old man, so I'm excited about my new glasses I got.
Nice.
Because I'm working from home like most other people most of the time these days, and I have nice big monitors at home. And my regular glasses, I wasn't I'm in my mid 40s, so switching between the big screen and the small screen or a book or something like that, I was having problems. So my optometrist prescribed me new glasses, and those are working out really well. So yay.
Nice. I've been thinking about new glasses for a long time, just because these ones, the way the frames are, the nose piece is like built into the thing, the bridge, which is horrible for masks.
I've got the big giant schnoz, so I can't do those.
I need to have, in order for my glasses not to fog up, especially when it's getting down to like minus 35 in Canada already.
Mm-hmm.
Like fog on the glasses is not great at all.
Yeah. So I bit the bullet and did progressive lenses a couple of years ago, and when I'm just on the laptop, those are great. But when I've got the two big 26-inch screens, it doesn't work out as well because the focal length, the focal distance changes like halfway down or 3/4 of the way down the screen. So my optometrist gave me some that are single prescription, but about half my normal strength. So it's perfect at computer distance, and I can still read my phone or a book with while I have them on. So win all around. I mean, I have to remember to take them off when I stand up, because if I try to go do regular stuff around the house, then I can't see very far in front of my face because they're half my normal prescription. But yeah, that's my exciting
We just
world.
think the cyberpunk future where like your glasses will recognize that you're trying to focus on something outside the focal length that they're currently at, so they'll switch automatically to your next
Sounds
prescription
way
level.
too expensive.
I feel like that's where
they
cyber
have
eyes
that
just
where it's
come
got
in.
like the little lenses that flop down, and you have to like flick them up or whatever.
You're better off just scooping those eyeballs out, replacing them with Zetatech. Okay, we got
That's
anything
it.
else?
No,
First
I'm
thing
ready
we
to
should note
close it.
is that today's stream is my first attempt in a while to do a 1080p 60 FPS, so hoping it's coming over okay. We don't have enough motion to fuck this up really badly, so hopefully it works. The recording should also be fine. Number two is that viewer of this show, Pondo the Mad, getting married in a couple days, so
Hey,
we're gonna
congrats.
congratulate him on finding what will hopefully be a lifetime of happy partnership. And make sure that he
Congrats,
watches
Team
this
Kondo.
particular episode, otherwise I'm gonna be upset. When we left off previously in episode 9, you all had been brought to the attention of Emperor, CEO, President Dante Fierro. He asked you to gather for another job and introduced you to one of your new crew members, Wolfgang Roth. You've
By the way,
got
Dave, can
you've
you
got
change your
24
name on
hours
Roll20
to prepare
Wolfgang?
for the next job, which he has given specific instructions to Coltan Bonez to prepare for.
Speaking of scooping out my eyes,
Your delicious eyeballs.
my
Yeah.
delicious eyeballs, I would like to pay for a couple of cyber upgrades while Coltan and I were in the hospital.
Okay. Just know that upgrades like these can go badly.
They are both negligible. So he only needs to make a 10. So I'm hoping.
Well, are you sure though? Because you have to have the base and the base.
I already have a
first.
cyber eye, so I already have a cyber eye, and I have a free slot in it to add the targeting scope, and I already have the basic processor, which has unlimited slots, so I can add the smart gun link, and both of these are surgery negligible.
In that case, you just have to go. It's not even a hospital stay. You just have to go to a
Yeah, it says you can get it at a walk-in clinic, but I figured we already had said we had a week of downtime together in the hospital, and I know Coltan is skilled at this, so I was just gonna have him do it.
Okay, make one of those their Medtech checks.
Nope. 18.
Didn't roll a 1. How unfortunate.
How disappointing.
Over the course of several hours, and with a little bit of screaming pain, you manage to insert into your good man the parts that he requires. So you're putting a targeting scope in your eyes and a smart gun link in your neural?
Yep.
Okay. You know that you need to also get interface plugs to plug into the gun?
I already have interface plugs.
Okay.
But I will need to then buy a cyber weapon.
Correct.
And we can talk about whether we're going to do that now or
So
later. But either
what
way,
type of
I've got the
interface
500
plugs?
now, so I was going to do this.
So it's not just the interface plugs you need. You also need the you need to have the NeuroWare stuff that accepts.
He's got that.
Yeah, I already have the NeuroWare in my head because I've already got the I've already got data term links and.
Okay, but you need the specific smart gun link in order to do that.
Yes, that is what I just had installed. There's two pieces. There's the smart gun link, which is €100, 100 eddies, and then the eye thing.
So the data ports are like generic, but you need specifically a processor for your neural.
So I already have the basic processor because I already have a bunch of other brain cyberware.
Yep.
So I'm just adding the smart gun link.
Yep.
Which
I think is also.
And you have a cyber optic, which is good.
Yep.
And you have
I
the
already have
scope.
the cyber optic, so I have free slots in the cyber optic, so I'm adding the.
I'm not contesting any of this. This all sounds correct to me.
Is there any like medical skills that are not covered by medical tech?
No, tech medical can be used to override other tech
maybe
skills.
cryotech stuff.
I have cryosync operation 4.
Okay, yeah.
I just have 3 empty chipware slots. So anything missing.
Okay, just know that chipware takes days to get plugged in.
Okay.
Right.
That was
you just have to practice with it every day. For a certain number of days. I thought chipware
was like.
There's two different types of chipware. There's knowledge chipware, and then there's capability chipware that lets you do things.
Yeah.
So there's chipware like you plug it in, and you're like, I know the entire Bible now. And then there's chipware is like, I know Kung Fu, but actually it takes me 6 days to learn Kung Fu.
Yeah, because the chipware I'm talking about is like there's different levels of it, like up to 3, I think.
Yes. Yep.
It's most expensive. Anything like that'll override the skill that you have.
Yep. What you're talking about takes number of days times 2. I'm sorry, level times 2 and days 2. Yeah. So you would have to do nothing but that for those days.
Which is why when Dante gave me the heads up, I would have been like, do I need anything maybe more specialized to work on right now?
Interesting. Do you have anything in mind that you think you might need?
Like I have Medtech 7, I have Pharmaceutical 6, Diagnose 6, and Cryotank 4.
What's your Cybertech?
Cybertech, I don't have.
You might want to have that.
So I have Cybertech. Where did it go? I have Cybertech 4. I'm also happy to do a street deal for you to try to get you a Cybertech chip because I think those are military.
No, I don't think so.
And
I think
unless
they're,
it-
Okay.
I think
No,
they're
military is
commonly
limited in
available.
combat
What's-
skills normally.
Oh,
Yeah.
so just the combat ones? Okay.
Yep.
What does anyone have the page handy?
Yes.
The
The
prices on
page
that?
is 86 and Cybertech
Probably
is
be like
300 per
300.
level.
Yeah.
So if you
So-
wanted to get a +3, it would cost 900 and it would take you 6 days of practicing Cybertech to get chipped in.
That's probably worth it. I have organ money to spend.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I have organ money to
So you just head down to a local strip mall and go into your favorite local corporation's chip shop and just like buy a +3 Cybertech.
It's called Chipping It, and Chipping It is in there as the character.
Oh no!
Chip it in.
For
Do you
some
get the
reason,
extended
there's
warranty?
a giant cyber ape next to him.
Yeah.
For literally no reason. The attendant
Well,
seems very impressed when you buy this like top of the line chip, right? Like, so most of them you're gonna get like a USB sticks casing, you know, molded plastic and like a bright colorful logo or something. The
Assume
one that you pick out,
Based on that is tech.
what?
Based
Yes,
on
it's
that's
tech,
tech, I
yeah.
assume. Great.
Yours has like platinum level on it, and there's lots of gold and silver on the casing. And instead of just being something that you hang up on the wall, it's an independent thing that they have to get out of a, you know, like it's in a sealed case, and you have to get the attendant to come forward and open the case and pull it out for you.
They're like the razors in the stores.
The attendant seems very impressed with the amount of money you're paying for this.
And it was 900, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So in the end, it is literally just like a thumbnail sized chip that you stick somewhere. Either you stick it into your interface plug port, or if you've got one of the 10 chip slots, a chipware socket, you'll stick it there.
Yep.
So which one do you have?
Let me go
You have a chipware socket?
chipware socket.
Okay. Where is your chipware socket on your body?
You can have it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
You'd probably for you, it would most likely be in your metallic arm. I would say, if you wanted to do something like that, because you have a lot of chips, right? So
I have a lot of chip sockets. I only have 2 currently because I haven't really. picked
Most
anyone
common
up.
locations are back of the neck, back of the head, or small of the spine.
mhm.
Yeah, it's probably like he's got pretty voluptuous hair, so it's like there somewhere.
It's a lot of shoes.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Voluminous, even.
Yeah.
It's got
If you look
body,
up-
you know?
If you look up the picture of young Robert Picardo from
With this afro.
yeah, that's him. That's the portrait I have on my thing. I don't know how to make it roll when I do it, but or how
Every
to have
time-
like the portrait happen when I roll, but
Every time I see the film Inner Space, I always forget that Robert Picardo played the Texan in that, the weapons dealer.
yeah. So do I need to load into the cyber gear, or do I just load it into skills and that's it?
You'll want to
there's a
put
chipware
it
section.
in cyber just so that if you lose the chipset or if you want to remove it later for some reason, you'll also want to put it in your skills. You'll want to have it in both places.
Yeah, under skills, there's a section for chipware.
Yep, I've got it there. I'm just wondering if I
Perfect.
should put it in the cyber gear as well.
Yes.
Good.
Put it
Good to
both
go.
places. All right. Who else has got something they want to do?
Do we know anything about?
let me ask the group. I know we talked about this, but does anyone want to front me some money so I can get a better gun?
I've got a stack of guns. What kind of gun do you need?
I was looking at the Ameritech Magnum and getting it chipped. It's a very heavy auto
Jesus
pistol that
Christ,
can do
that's
2
a
shots.
lot of money.
Yeah, it's $2,000.
Remember, you have to double the price
Yeah,
of every gun.
it's $2,000.
He's right. It's $2,000.
Yeah, I don't have enough to give you that, I'm afraid.
I know Colton has a bunch of organ money, but I don't know if you want to spend that on
Aren't you a
me
fixer?
or...
Yes, he is.
I mean, isn't the whole goal of a fixer to like make the negotiation deals and stuff like that?
You're the one that was always bitching at me that I wasn't effective in combat. So I'm trying to be more effective in combat.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of rifles you can use.
Yeah, but then I've got to open that skill up, and my reflex is shit. So I'm never gonna hit anything with it. Is the problem?
Why don't you take like a martial art or something?
Because I only have 30.
All the things you're asking
and
for are skills he doesn't currently have.
Right.
He's trying to maximize the skill he has right now.
Right.
I know where you're coming from, buddy.
What about the reflex booster that I pointed out in the?
I mean, I could, get some reflex booster stuff, but they're all temporary effects. So yeah, I mean, I could take it at the beginning.
Sorry,
of combat.
not booster. I mean, like there's a what is it? Bio implant that you can get that boosts your reflex up to 3 levels, which would put you at what, 6? Which is
God, I'd love that. I'd love that, but I thought
every time you get a level of it, you have to roll a 50-50 chance to have your stun level permanently reduced by 1 point.
And I'm guessing this is, probably like months to install.
No, it's like.
Is it negligible?
I think it's negligible, and I think it's like it kind of works like nano machines. But the thing is, though, it's like from what I remember reading about it, it was very painful to put in, and so it increases your reflex.
3,500 eddies, you said.
Yeah,
and it's 1d6 plus 3 per point.
And you can do it 3 times, I think. I'll pull up the sheet again because it was in Arthur. If you want to know, it was in the deep space section book.
I have deep space.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
This feels like something we should be doing in between sessions rather than right now.
I mean, I brought it up, right? Yeah.
That's why I was, thinking
the surgery. So the surgery is
people
negligible.
had money for me. If no one has money for me, then I'll get the gun another time.
So the thing to note,
I mean, I have money, but you're gonna have to convince me to spend it on
the
you,
thing
'cause
to
you already
note is
owe me
that the
a whole bunch of shit.
Ameritech Magnum they're all special order custom made. So if you want to get one, you're gonna have to go to the company first. Basically.
Okay. I mean, or can I do like street deal to get one black market?
Well, I feel like you could do street deal to get a meeting with somebody at Ameritech Arms to get them started making one for you.
Yeah, it's like the golden gun. You have to go out of your way to get like 4 bullets made up. But yeah, the it's BioWare and it's negligible surgery to get it increased, but it's very expensive and it has a huge humanity loss attached to it. So, there you go. That's your option.
It has a chance of just like, not working because BioWare.
What pistol do you have currently?
I currently have a Militech Arms Avenger 9mm.
Okay, so if you can't get that other gun right now,
yeah,
and you just want more stopping power, then I'm happy for you to take this Armorlight 44 12mm armor piercing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not smart linked, but at least it gives you that extra punch until you can afford what you want to get.
Yeah, the Armorlight's really good. So
is that
it's like 46 plus 1 damage.
That's the very heavy.
Yeah,
so it's very heavy.
46 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's in SMG range right now, basically. So
that's it. But if you limp wrist it, you're going to whack yourself in the face. So it's a lot of gun.
Well, here's the thing. He's still rolling a 1d10.
Yeah, I mean, if I roll a 1, I'm still screwed. But all right, so I would say, yeah, I'll
Look, it's not like you're going to shoot yourself in the face.
I'll borrow that from you for now, and then I'll try to do a street deal to try to set this up for maybe for the next mission I can have an even better gun.
No worries. The last guy that had it doesn't need it anymore.
Excellent.
You God.
Yeah, you've got quite a nice arsenal now, don't you?
I've got a bag of guns. I'm walking around like the guy from Falling Down with a bag full of guns.
Go ahead and give me a street deal roll. So I'll make this. I'll make it tiered.
Have you seen
if
the
you get
Bollywood
high enough, you'll be able to talk directly to somebody at the company. If you succeed but don't get that high, someone on the street will have, like a personally customized to somebody else version that maybe you can buy.
And what's the base difficulty I'm going for?
If you want to get a piece customized like for your hand and body, it's a 20. If you want to get it from the street, 15.
$20's pretty easy.
Well, it's not that easy.
It's not that
just
easy.
Good.
It's medium on the scale of 10 being the easiest and 30 being the hardest.
I'm gonna put 2 luck into this.
Old.
And here we go.
Okay.
See?
There is a Medtech arms vendor in town willing to meet you for a business dinner.
Okay.
Is it like the Lamborghini where you've got to actually apply to Lamborghini and have them interview to work out whether you can buy their car?
Yes, that is exactly what's happening right now. So you are at a steak place, and I'm not talking. What's a good steak place?
You're talking like Hoy's or.
I'm not talking
Chris.
Golden
Outback
Corral.
Steakhouse.
I'm talking a place that's your choices are Kobe or better.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The New York strip steak here is fantastic. And this guy comes in looking like Pondo the Mad in every way. In fact, it's literally just Pondo wearing his cowboy hat with the American flag on it, standing over 6 feet tall. He's got, like that leather shirt with the ruffly collar and the cowboy ties on the front. He grabs your hand and pumps it with a couple of quick goes and goes, well, thanks for coming to meet me, partner. Name's Bob Harrison. I'm a sales rep for Medtech. Normally we don't do business out here, but I was in the area on vacation and heard you was looking. We've had our eye on you for some time, Mr. Jaden. Why don't you sit down? Get whatever you want here on our dime. I say on our dime, but I'm gonna be charging this to the company, so I'm getting a little something out of it as well. And he slaps you on the back again.
This is exactly how I start every single business lunch, is by reminding people that the company's paying for it to get what you want.
I'm sorry, what did you say his name was again?
Score on the steak.
Yeah, listen, James, I'm glad that this could be authentic from our shared experiences. Not everyone has had this painful experience.
If you tried the 100-year wine, it's fantastic. Centennial, whatever.
Yeah, so what?
I'm sorry, what did you say his name was again?
Bob Harrison. When it comes to steak, how do you pick your steak? What does Pascal Jaden get? And just know that this guy is obviously going to judge you based on your choice.
So I feel like Pascal personally doesn't do a lot of steak.
Yeah, we know,
but I feel
because
like
you eat dog kibble.
He
Yes.
usually eats kibble, by himself. But he, he does have to, buy nice dinners occasionally for arms dealers and cybertech
The
people.
other,
So
the other question I have is, are you the type of guy that would get the meat sweats from eating steak because you have a diet of soy and dog food normally?
he probably does get the meat sweats.
Excuse me, sir. How would you like your steak? Oh, raw in gravy, preferably microwaved. Thank you.
No, please. No, drummer.
But I think Pascal like knows enough to order the thing that he would never get for himself. So he just. I think
I'll have a fillet mignon, please.
exactly.
Fillet mignon, well done, thank you.
So I think at this point he activates his wardrobe and style chip so that he doesn't fuck this up so much and so
Ahawk, is that the pro skater?
If Bob orders first, then he will just match whatever Bob gets.
Oh no, he waits it out. When the
Okay.
waiter comes, he says, "Oh, please, the guest first."
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know he's doing this to you on purpose.
Yep, absolutely.
This feels like you should roll on this
Pascal's
wardrobe
here
and style.
in his deal clothes, not his biker leathers. So he actually looks like he kind of belongs in this steakhouse. Not great, but isn't about to get tossed on the street. So I'd say, with his chipware for trying to deal with, regular humans, he's gonna, go for probably a strip steak, medium rare.
New York or Kansas City?
New York.
Okay.
I saw that sneaky McDonald's bag there, James. You might be able to fool the wife, but you can't.
It's not to my wife. As long as it goes to me before she gets back, it's fine.
I was about to comment on how quickly you ran into the room.
He orders a Kansas City strip steak with extra steak butter and extra seasoning and a endless basket of truffle fries.
Truffle fries?
You've never had truffle fries before, Dave?
It's like mushroom fries.
No. My good friend, you've missed out. I want you to imagine professionally made French fries.
Remove all of the taste from
No. I'm telling you, just let me get through it. Professionally made French fries with high-grade potato, cut magnificently, lightly fried.
Okay.
In truffle oil, with a truffle oil drizzle, and then
Okay, so right now you've gone potato
Parmesan
fried. Okay, Parmesan I can get with.
Yep, you get a sprinkle of Parmesan on each of those things.
And usually truffle aioli on the side too.
Yep.
Every single thing that you've said that is oil based or mashed in that equation just comes out as
You're missing out.
bland.
Look. Well, that's true, but you have a different set of taste buds than the rest of us. So
The lack
forgive us
thereof
our
is-
trespasses, Dave. For some of us, truffle fries are amazing.
Yeah. To me, truffles just taste like mushrooms.
That's because they are
Imagine
mushrooms. They
a
are
handful
they
of
are
gravel,
mushrooms, Dave.
lightly salted and fried.
No,
Just
I
goes
do.
fries for me.
What I'm saying, Arthur, is mushrooms to me taste like
Mushrooms.
the texture of a mushroom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Yeah, I
So-
understand.
When I say tastes like mushrooms, I say it has that same texture. And no amount of cooking can change that.
Truffle fries aren't mushrooms, but we know this. All right. So far
It's
into this
it's not
interview,
curds and gravy, so I don't get it.
All right, poutine.
I could
Listen
rock me
up.
some poutine right now.
Yeah, I also could get some poutine.
You know, this whole conversation's making me hungry, even though I
I
ate
know.
right
I was
before
gonna say
this.
something about it. I was gonna make a joke about the audience dying at home right now. Yeah. So far he seems impressed, and he starts going into his sales pitch about the superiority of a Medtech arms, and it's not a mega corporation per se. They only make arms, and they deal privately. And then the conversation takes a weird turn. When
Have you ever heard of No Nut November?
No. You were waiting for that one, weren't you?
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't say that since it's the night of March 24th in game, but sure.
Fucking mouthfeel, man.
He says, now, look, like I mentioned, we don't do a lot of business out here. So when I got your call, I was very interested. And, you know, we've checked you out. We've had you on our list for a while. And, well, I suspect you put that you were interested for our Medtech Magnum. Is that still true?
Yes, it is.
Now, you have to know, those are very fine pieces. They're about the largest handguns you can find. And of course, they're made right here in the United States. Handmade. We're talking a 454, all right? Causal. You can't find that anywhere else. Now, you can put 45 rounds in this thing, but we developed pistol ammunition using rifle primer. That gives it that extra juice that will put that target down once and for all. You seem like a man who needs that kind of firepower. Am I right?
I have been not as happy with the stopping power of some of the Militech pieces that I normally carry.
Well, look, Militech, they're a global corporation. They claim to still represent American firearm values, but the safeties are shit. You can buy them in a store over the counter. We develop pieces. We don't make guns. We make pieces. We were hoping to expand our clientele on this particular coast, and you're a man in the know. We'd be willing to knock off some of the price on a custom piece made just for you. Laser sight, smart chipped, fitted to your hand, with the kind of balance that only your arm to body ratio can provide.
I see. And what would I have to do for this
Names.
deal?
List of names. We know your business, your real business, and there are people, I assume, like you in Redline City and all up and down the East Coast that motivated for self-defense. People who might not normally seek out the kind of custom stopping power that we provide. The unique customer service experience and follow-through that only Medtech Arms can provide. They're okay with just using some 9mm from Militech or, God forbid, Arasaka right off the street. And you know what? That's great for them right up until the moment it jams. And then they're dead. We prefer our customers alive.
I also prefer to stay alive.
I thought you might. So, we'd be willing to get started on getting you fitted for the last gun you'll ever need to own. In exchange for some names and a deposit. Introductions.
Sounds reasonable to me. I normally deal in cybernetics, but like anyone of my profession, weapons never go out of style for myself, for my clients, and for people at my level that move in these circles.
All right. He's just nodding along while drinking at a glass of wine.
What would you like the terms of this deal to be?
I'll tell you what. I can take you to a facility right here after dessert. We'll have one of our techs get your biological data. They'll give you some test pieces. Just get a look at how their arm works. You left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, we'll make sure the piece reflects that. 500 euro bucks deposit, 1,500 total. And you get me interested individuals who would prefer custom pieces like this, enhancing their personal security. He kind of looks at you sideways around the bottle of wine.
He picks up his glass and says, Mr. Harrison, I think we have a deal.
Okay, yeah. You clink wine glasses, but immediately after you put your glass down, he grabs your hand and shakes it violently. He orders dessert for the both of you, and then afterwards you're driven to a warehouse facility that looks like a PMC is setting up inside of it illegally, and some techs come over and, you know, basically tailor you, getting your measurements, and people hand you 3 or 4 guns for you to like use and do a few test shots on while they run measurements on how your body reacts to the firing. You're given all sorts of essentially useless paperwork about the user manual for your upcoming Medtech Magnum, and, you know, like this is the last piece you'll ever own, sales pitch, your warranty, all that, what you'll need to prepare to have an Medtech Magnum in your house. You know, they're like, get a limited edition Medtech Magnum gun safe, key to your biometric signature. There's like a 100-page document talking about the history of the 454 caliber. By midnight, you're done in this particular facility, and in the next few weeks, they will have a custom crafted Medtech Magnum for you.
Perfect. Of course, the first person that I think to go to ask if he might perhaps want something that Medtech makes, and I'm quickly looking through the books to see what else Medtech makes, is of course Mr. Bishop.
I don't think they make anything else. I think that's their only gun.
Is it?
Yep. Like I said, they're not a Megacorp. This is literally the only thing they make.
I'm sure there's extra shit inside of the.
This is in Morgan Blackhand's weapon manual.
Yeah, I'm looking in Blackhand's. Yeah,
this is the only thing they make.
A compilation.
They're a limited edition company that literally only makes custom pieces.
Almost like Desert Eagle, like Magnum Research in that respect.
Next thing you know, they have one that doesn't even have a trigger. They're going the way of Apple.
Wow.
I mean, they probably make a bunch
you just
of
point
various.
and say bang.
They probably make a bunch of various variations of the Medtech Magnum that are functionally the same rules-wise, but, you know, chrome plated or gold plated or slightly smaller with a different grip, you know.
Jeez. You sound like a man who knows exactly what he's talking about.
Well, as I said, when Magnum Research bought the Desert Eagle off IMI, they just like churned out like 12 different versions of the Desert Eagle.
Don't even get me started about AR-15 clones.
Subscribe to the Gun a Month Club. You get a random mystery box of the same gun, but different rolls on gear each time. Or setup or whatever the fuck.
What about the rest of you? Anything else you wanted to do that night?
Was there any knowledge on what the mission's going to be from Dante?
You
or
know
just its
that
job?
Dante asked Coltan to stay behind for extra information, so it's probably going to be something medical based.
I'm probably going to be spending longer nights at the office working on my Cybertech because it takes 6 days to really lock into
That's
it,
correct.
right?
And you know that the mission starts tomorrow, so you won't be ready in time for the very beginning of the mission, but over the next few days, you'll get better.
So Wolfgang is a new character, so he doesn't have anything that he needs right now. So
What does that mean for if I need to roll Cybertech? Can I not use my chipper? I have to do base?
Correct. You won't be able to. Well, your base will be the exact same, right? Because your chipware is at a 0 right now.
So if you need, we can try to do a joint thing that I can help you because I've got 4 ranks in Cybertech.
Yeah, because I have the chip that I bought was like a $900 one, so it's Cybertech 3, right? Level 3 of whatever. So that's.
Yep. So after 2
so
days, you'll have a +1. After 4 days, you'll have a +2.
Oh, I see. So
Yep.
like, okay. Because I just have a Cybertech 3 right now.
Okay.
yeah, it just takes a while to integrate. So
Okay.
But I will probably, if I've got nothing else to do, if we're all together before we split up, I might actually turn to Wolfgang. Before we work together, we should probably understand each other better. Are you free for dinner? There's a nice tapas place downstairs.
you know what? Absolutely. If the rest of you guys are gonna come with me as well, it'd be great to meet you all. Really, I'm a pretty cheerful dude. I think we could all get along.
Be at the tapas table messing with a cyber hand, trying to like. So I assume Cybertech is like medical tech, but working on
It's specifically about the biological interfacing of the cyberware.
Yeah, so it's where the flesh meets the metal, basically.
Yeah. So I'll be like bio soldering at the tapas table.
I think
like
a waiter will immediately come over and ask you to keep your work at your desk. This is a nice restaurant, sir.
I'm on a time crunch. Excuse me.
Do you give him a double excuse me? You're like, excuse me. Excuse me!
If he like opens his mouth again, yeah.
I mean, this is the tapas place in the same building, so we should just say that, well, Mr. Fiero will be quite upset if you can't get this job finished on time.
Ah, there it is. Yes, he leaves when you say Mr. Fiero.
So
Now, Mr. Roth, do you prefer Mr. Roth or Wolfgang?
yeah, you can call me Wolfgang. You can call me Rothy, whatever you prefer. It's fine. We're all friends here, right?
That's the idea. That's why we're here tonight.
We have pet
I'm just
names for
gonna-
each other. He's Biscuit. Point at Bishop.
Adorable.
So, just to help enlighten us, what was the role that you've been engaged in from Mr. Fiero before, and what is it he's looking to? I mean, obviously we're working for you basically because our last employer.
No, Dante was very clear that decisions are made as a group thing now.
Yeah.
Because
Except the
everybody needs to keep Pascal in
the
check.
The chef comes over and is just like.
Meanwhile, Pascal's out on his own.
Well, I mean, so I am, I am the corporate grease in the cog that formulates this team. You know, I am the type of gentleman who can smooth his way into situations that normally wouldn't be very easy to get into.
You're a talker.
No, I am a doer, sir. I can get things done, and most of the time, people don't even recognize me or remember that I was there. That's my skill set. I'm not gonna outright say what it is. I think you can gather what exactly that is.
Only one question.
Only one. Okay, make it a good one.
What comes to mind when I say the word cringy? Do you know what that means?
This callback. Wow.
I'm gonna have to say social media.
I like him already. I mean,
So listen, I I think it's pretty clear here what the team dynamic is. We have the lone wolf who's not here eating this tapas, you said it was? Okay. We have, obviously the security, and we have the tinkerer.
Oh, sorry, doctor.
Dr. Tinkerer, sorry.
Sorry. I'll grab the napkin, like watch the bio goop off my hands, like Colton Bonez.
Oh, Wolfgang Roth. We've been introduced already.
Sorry, I've got a thing. Dante,
I've noticed.
Mr. Fiero wanted me to be good at a thing that I'm not currently good at, so I got a chip that will make me good at it, but it's taking time.
Yes. No, I've got I know what you're talking about. It's all good.
I can fix a prostate, not connect to Mr.
A prostate.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we need any of those fixed tonight. Thank you very much.
Or stop someone from dying.
You mean a prosthetic?
That's the difference. I'm a bio doctor. I can work. I know all about prostate prosthetics. Different. That's what the chip is for.
I see. Now it makes sense.
Otherwise, like, I can stop you from dying or stop you from having kids if that's your boat.
You won't need to worry about that. Let me tell you that.
Okay.
So, Bishop, was it? What about you? Are you the wise one?
I mean, you said it yourself. I'm here for security.
But that can't be all. I mean, what else do you have?
Well, I like to think that I have been the voice of reason a couple of times, but
Oh, that's been a problem, has it?
from time to time.
Mm-hmm. I see.
It's also super old school. Check out the paper. I'll like point to the pad, like the little pad in his breast pocket or whatever.
No, that's good. That's good. Most people tend to overlook, old-fashioned way of doing things. Rely too much on the tech to keep notes for them. Learn languages. Just throw a chip in there. But what happens if the chip breaks? And it turns out chips are very easy to break. So. Okay. Well, I mean, so I have no idea what Dante needs of us, but I can definitely help in a variety of situations.
Oh, on that note, he told me to be ready. He didn't tell me for what, hence the attaching a cyber chip to this tapas. It's gonna.
Well, let's
I assume
then spend the night getting to know each other and be merry. Then, yeah.
Sure, I don't need much sleep anymore.
Well, I think you can take a little rest from your evening and have a couple of beers with us.
As long as I can take this with us and hold us this like grotesque piece of cyber laden meat.
Perhaps you might even be able to have a drink out of it. We'll see.
I don't think you're saving that cow, Bones.
I'm not trying to save it. I'm trying to make the chips talk to each other. Make sure that works. If they can talk through dead tissue, we're golden. I've done my job. It works. At least I think. It's only been a day.
All right. Well, I think we spend the rest of the evening getting to know each other, I guess.
Yeah, super awkward across the table conversation. Lots of silent looks.
No, I think Wolfgang would be very much trying to make an effort. So
not awkward in the like there's things being unsaid or like elephant in the room, but just like awkward in the terms of like we're just very different people. And also I'm doing homework at the table.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The next morning, you all have a scheduled meeting with Dante in his office at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm there.
Right.
So I'm going to buy a pair of flak pants as well that night.
Okay.
But I didn't need to buy anything excessive.
Actually,
off the rack.
can I steal that pair of extra flak pants that we got? I meant to ask that before the last battle, and then AP kept saying that my legs were empty, and I felt like it was way too late to say.
I've never taken clothes off bad guys except for the jacket I gave to the girl. So I've not been stripping corpses. So there was certainly
there was the set
previously.
That we got in.
Oh, yes, right, with the logo of the company on it. Yeah,
exactly.
You're gonna use your brother's logo on your ass, right? Am I thinking that they're from the Loss and Wellness?
Loss and Wellness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, right where it would write "Juicy" is a Loss and Wellness logo on your butt.
Oh no, then never mind. That's a bridge too far for Pascal.
You don't think you could just get some like black paint? It's just
you like even there's not enough gaffer's tape in the world.
Take our calm morning lavender suppositories.
Much like Coltan wouldn't even think about taking their organs, like Pascal won't think about wearing those pants then.
Okay.
I'm not into holistic essential organs, you know?
So, all of you arrive on time, and Dante changes the light over his office from red to green, an indication that you all are allowed to come in. Dante stands up from behind his desk and greets you all and says, "Ah, good to see you all again. And you all are here. Fantastic. Well, this next mission is going to be what is almost certainly a day-long or multi-day affair. So prepare yourselves. It will be longer in nature than your last one. This particular incident is, I wouldn't say complicated. I've done some pretty unusual things in the past. But certainly it is of a more moderate difficulty." And so he presses a button on his desk, and a sort of holo projector comes out with a very fancy preset presentation with a neutral, non-offensive male narrating everything he's also saying. As you can see here, this is the docks for Redline City. Now, nominally, these are under the control of the state, but in practical purposes, each Megacorp controls a huge portion of it so that they can get their personal goods through. The final objective of this mission is actually outside of the docks. You see, keeping the docks separate from the rest of the city is beneficial to the megacorporations and to the people who run the docks. So they have a line of cyber psychos, which they have given deputization to roam up and down the area. Anyone who does not present a proper authorization badge is immediately killed by the cyber psycho, who are all too happy to perform the deed.
Does Pascal... I feel like Pascal, one, already knows this, but does Pascal, like, have some contacts because he's gotten things, you know...
We can make a roll to find out.
Off of boats before? Street deal?
Yeah. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to wait until the presentation's over?
You tell me. If you're going
let
to tell us.
Let me get through
this
then, so that you'll know what you're aiming for.
Okay, cool.
So Dante continues and says, "We are looking for a specific series of cyber psychos here. As you remember from your previous job, at least those of you that were there were a series of unusual files removed from the offices. Project Voodoo, Project Limelight. It's Project Voodoo from that warehouse that we're very concerned with. Several leads from the not properly shut down desktop have indicated that some of the cyber psychos along this defensive line are Project Voodoo prototypes or failed creations. We need you to capture one alive. We will then be performing how should I put this politely, a vivisection. Now, in all my time at school at Cambridge Multiplex Ultraversity, where I received my master's in business association from, I was taught to treat people ethically, and I believe that we should put these monsters out of their pain as quickly as possible, but technologically, we need to get a look inside, so we will need it alive, not conscious, if that's your preference, but restrained, if necessary, certainly.
Mr. Fiero, there are varying degrees of alive.
Yes.
Do you need them complete as well? Like, if we had to remove all their limbs to prevent them from doing
Yes,
harm
unfortunately, we will require them complete with any remaining organs and limbs intact. That is why we are using your particular squad.
So
Out of character, so
EMPs.
the guy that we cut his brain out in Warehouse
Correct.
22, he was also Project Voodoo, right?
You're not sure, but it's a pretty good guess.
Okay.
The guy that we
EMPs. Sniper rifles.
The guy that Coltan,
blew up.
shot the shit out of.
We would prefer that you not damage the merchandise. An EMP or a microwave could... We're trying to reverse engineer the technology and understand exactly how it works.
It's also
So
rather
rail spike
indiscriminate
is
when it
out.
comes to the rest of us as well.
Yes, I'm sure it would be very bad. Still, your troubles don't stop there. On top of this particular line of security guards, essentially roaming dogs, the far side of that security line has its own gang. They are genteel, and I expect that Wolfgang, you'll get along with them rather well, but it is their territory. So you might do well to, if you can ignore them if you want to, but our analysts give us the highest chance of success if you were to either get their help or at the very least be allowed to pass through their territory. Nominally, they charge the mega corporations a small fee to pass through their gang-controlled territory, but they seem to make most of their money off of their import-export business. They're called the Zimmers, and they've all got plastic surgery to alter their face and indeed body to match American business mogul George Zimmer of Men's Warehouse fame.
So George never get bought out of the company in this
Correct.
reality?
In this reality, because it happened this is the 80s. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. You're going to like the way you look, I guarantee it. American suits, Calvin Klein, that sort of thing. The Zimmers control the import and export of the East Coast shipping of American suit technology. The finest fabrics American money can buy, which is honestly, I of course dress Italian, but
I'm a Japanese suit man myself, actually. So
he just nods. But he's wearing a couple $1,000s for the suit, so I guess you are too. But yours is because it's bulletproof.
I have a white coat at home in the closet. Kind of gaudy, if you ask me.
yeah, okay. So he's
Pascal's
wearing
suit is airing out at home because, it still has the meat sweats in it from last night.
Wow, we're doing really good on callbacks tonight.
Wolfgang's wearing a Takanaka suit, which is like, the style of suit or whatever it is that they wear. So I don't know if it's
The Mandarin
there's
collar,
probably other
like
suits.
with the no sort of collar part to it, just sort of has like a high button.
Oh,
No, I don't know if it's like that, but it's definitely what they use in the book as like the standard
Arasaka.
what are they Corp Arasaka wear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is Wolfgang
So,
ex-Arasaka?
no,
The reason I ask is because if we spent the night getting to know each other, because Bishop is ex-Arasaka as well. So whether or not there's like having grown up in the corporate environment, whether there's telltale signs that either will pick up.
Well then, okay. So if you were able to pick this up, maybe you can do a roll or something. Do you have like human perception?
I have human perception.
You want to roll that for me?
All right, I get the bonus as well from my voice stress analyzer.
Let's say if you get a 15, you'll be able to pick up some stuff.
Hey, you got the 15.
Look at
There
that.
you go. Remember,
I fell back into the referee thing. A little too easy there.
Please go ahead.
Sorry.
Do what you need to, guys.
All right.
You think I'm going to object to two players having fun and making rolls? Go, please.
All right. So basically, you would understand that he's kind of like a chameleon more than anything else, and that a lot of the stuff sounds really familiar, but it doesn't sit right well with what you think it should actually be.
Yeah. It's learned rather than experienced.
I have a question. Is the way
it's experienced, but it doesn't feel genuine.
Okay.
Is the way that Bishop picks up on this because you mirror everybody's body language all the time whenever you're talking to them?
It's a little like that, but it's also to do with the fact that there is like an assumed way of being. Like, the thing about Wolfgang and out of character, basically he's a spy that fits into situations. So he sort of learns and modifies his body language to fit in with a particular style.
I've seen Burn Notice. I know how this works.
Yeah. So
is he Middle Eastern? Is he white? Is he from South Miami? Who can say?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, like, to anyone else not paying attention, it just seems like he fits in. But to anyone who's, scrutinizing his background or his past or anything like that, it doesn't necessarily stand up to like a full detailed inspection. So that's what you get from it, at least. But he doesn't outright say that he's not. So
okay. So Dante has laid out the basics of the job for you. Obviously, it's way more complicated than go here, snatch a guy, and leave. Mm-hmm. And he'd prefer if you kept this quiet, right? Like, don't put it on the front page of the paper.
I have a question for you, Dante.
Yes?
Do you have immediate access to max gear that we can use, like cable netting or anything along those lines, net launches, things like that?
I can provide you with 800 euro bucks to purchase this equipment yourself. Obviously, I could procure it via my corporation, but that would leave a paper trail, which is precisely what I'm attempting to avoid. Listen, I should tell you about the first time I tried to buy guns on the street. Involved a credit card. I'm not very good at hiding my tracks. I normally just blame someone else for my mistakes, like Brent. Don't worry about it. You won't know who that is, nor will anybody else ever again.
Looking through our notes, is like, isn't that the man you killed? Like,
I'm pretty sure there's a very thin layer of Brent on the sidewalk outside.
No, I didn't throw Ben off of a building.
That's the first man he killed, yeah.
And his wife, I think.
Yep.
In a secured location. So I guess at that, he'll turn to Pascal and he'll be like, well, how about you? Do you have any connections with some people looking to throw away a couple of pieces of max gear that we might be able to use to apprehend our subjects?
I'm sure that I can find that.
Quietly?
Yes, that is what I do.
If possible, I wouldn't mind getting some grenades, Pascal. Potentially some flashbangs, smoke grenades, or a stun grenade or so.
Chaff? might be useful if they're psychotic.
So Dante pulls out a stack of 20 euro bill dollars and counts out 800 worth. Tosses it to you. Probably not Pascal, because he doesn't trust Pascal. I think he probably tosses it to Bishop.
So how much was it, sorry?
800 euro bucks
Okay.
to buy equipment for this mission.
I don't know how far that will take us.
Probably not that far, really.
Most grenades are around 50 euros each, depending on the type of grenade.
It's the net guns
really
that are going to run you.
Yeah, the max net guns, for example, are like quite pricey as far as I can remember. I'm trying to find the book for it now. It's in the law book, right? If I remember correctly. Something along those lines.
So, I mean, look, you can go for stuff like that, but certainly it's not 100% necessary. Your boy, Drumurboy, can make gas grenades of his special knockout drugs.
If it's cyber psychotic, it really depends. It's like we would have to have some way of
Sure, I mean, obviously this mission isn't easy. That's why he's getting a disposable strike team that can't be traced back to him to do it.
I was just looking in the book to find the proportional armor table because I finally bought a helmet because I think that's important now.
You would maybe get 1 point of armor from that.
No, I got 4.
Wouldn't you? 4. Okay. That's not so bad, I guess.
From 12 to 16. So
yeah, I think Wolfgang's armor is pretty fucking dope. I got 16, 17, 17, 17, 24, 24. Yeah.
So the Pursuit Security web gun is 250 euros.
That's it? Which book is that in?
Chromebook 2.
Chromebook. I was looking in the fucking...
It's like the net gun from not Total Recall, Running Man. They used to get them at the airport. Like this fires an expanding net.
Yep, and it's like high tensile cable and stuff like that, and you can electrify it if I remember correctly.
That's all going to be really obvious to carry around.
The wire net tasing charge adds 100 euro to the cost.
It's definitely something we should get for sure.
Yeah, or for 450 euros, you can replace the cord with deck cord, so if they look like out, you can make it explode.
Well, we don't need that one just yet. So, we can carry it around in a duffel bag. A man in a suit carrying a bag doesn't look suspicious at all.
I mean, it's concealability none, so you couldn't even conceal it in a long coat, which I would say probably it's
not going to fit in a duffel bag.
It's going to have like a spool of rope attached to it, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
if it comes in pieces, we might be able to. One duffel bag full of rope, the other duffel bag to build the gun in. When we see a boy, we attach it to a tripod that we bolt into the ground, and then we shoot him. Like a harpoon gun.
So if we did the net gun with the taser upgrade, 3 smoke grenades, 3 flashbangs, that leaves 150.
Do they have chaff in this game?
No, I don't think so. No, I couldn't see a list of grenades. Yeah, that leaves 150 euros for general expenses, meals, and taxi fares.
All right, I think the net gun is definitely going to be very useful for taking down a Max Psycho.
So you need another street deal from me, Arthur?
Describe to me what you're doing. You're trying to contact somebody where to do what?
I'm trying to find...
What's the availability of the net gun, by the way?
One of my arms dealer contacts to get the grenades and net gun.
Common.
It's common? Okay, well, we probably won't need you to do that.
Oh,
we could just buy one off the fucking shelf, so...
Yeah.
Okay,
the
never mind.
Grenade pricing in the book is all assumes black market, though. It's cheaper for military, but you can't walk into a shop, even in Cyberpunk, and buy frag grenades off the shelf.
I assume that you can go to like a
net gun.
Cabela's to get a net gun. A hunting supply store.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
well,
we're hunting rhino.
It's one of the things where they have to go to the back in order to get it, but
but it's for wild boar, right? Not for
Finally, we
cyber psychos.
managed to sell one of these things.
You guys have surplus stores, don't you, in the US?
Oh, we certainly. It's one of our biggest businesses.
It's like the Constitution.
It probably says something like, "You can take down 40 to 60 wild hogs with this net gun. Defend yourself."
against a horde of pigs.
It specifically calls out the det cord as being super useful at that.
Are you facing a horde of cybernetically enhanced wild boar?
So if you're looking to get grenades or grenade shells for turning into gas grenades or knockout grenades, you will need to talk to an arms dealer.
Just to be clear, sorry. Detweb, when triggered, Detweb does 40 points of armor-piercing damage to every body location.
Wow, that's fucked up. How much does that cost?
Dead.
450 euros, one use only.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's designed to be used against full Borgs, full conversion Borgs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why.
Like fucking, what's his name? Jesus Christ, I forget. The Arasaka dude that's just complete, body repoed. I forget his name now. He's in Cyberpunk 2077 as well.
Adam something.
Adam Smasher. That's it. Thank you. That motherfucker. Yep.
Are flak pants the only leg armor in the game?
No, dude. Remember, we got that Arthur okayed the custom.
You can custom make
Custom
clothing.
make.
Or
Custom make clothes. Yeah.
for 20 euros, you can get armored stockings from Chromebook 1 as well. But that's not your style, then you go to Chromebook 3 for custom made clothing.
I could see him rocking fishnets.
Fishnets and knee pads for my skateboard.
And high heels. Yeah.
Nah, high heels would make skateboarding really tough.
No, high-heeled wheelies.
No. No.
It's just exactly the same as rollerblades. Come on down.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to make your own armor set, you totally can, and you do it by piece. So if you want just leggings, you can get whatever style you want and armorize them.
The main thing
And
is
you
you can build clothing that has the same armor protection as flak pants without having the EV penalty.
Yeah,
Is
it
that,
just costs you a lot more. So.
Right,
that
use the right
pinned?
materials.
is that pinned?
Sorry?
No, but
It's. I
I'll
took a
pin it
picture
now.
of the stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got it. It's there now. And I'll
And
pin
you
it
can
for you.
choose. You can choose your favorite style as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
given that this sounds like a mission that's I'm gonna need slightly more leg armor than what I have.
Yeah, so you take the style and then, like you say, the add armor. So basically, you can go up to, what is it, SP12 before you have an EV cost?
It depends on the material weight.
Yeah. So for like medium, for example, you can't wear heavy, right? So
No, there's
no,
some
you can.
the next page of the book, which you haven't shown there, tells you the weight per like type of clothing. Like like jackets can be medium or heavy, for example, but like shirts going to be light, for example. So I think that pants can be light or medium. So you can go to SP16 without getting an armor penalty.
So, Pascal, are you still going to an arms dealer for the grenades?
For the grenades, yes.
Okay. Tell me what this person deals in and a little bit about them.
So, let me pull up my list here. So, I have an arms dealer contact named Porter Quinton. Who deals in heavy weapons and explosives.
That's a rough life.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is who I will go and knock on their door to see if they can give us the hookup for some grenades.
Okay. I'm going to put this street deal at 20 because of the short notice nature of it and the rarity of the thing you're looking for.
Okay. And is there any partial credit?
No, we're good.
All right, then I will put my last 2 luck into this roll as well.
Okay. More than good enough. When we come back from the break, we'll have a sit down between you and Porter Quinton. Anyone have anything they want to...
And I will have Bishop accompany me to this meeting since he's the one that knows what he's looking for.
Okay.
I just might need to ask a quick question on break about how this is going to work. There's a discrepancy between proportional armor and what the bonus would give, and what the actual SP of the thing is.
Okay. We'll do that on the break. Friends will be back for the second half. I guess there will be a second half. I'm feeling all right. Stick around. I'm not in charge. You are. You decide.